Welcome to Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help educate you about narcissistic abuse because your feelings do matter. Hi, and welcome to today's podcast of Narc Abuse No More with your host, Dr. and Evangelist, K.O. Rich. Thanks for tuning in today. Today is Monday. Yes, it is Monday, February the 13th of 2023. I pray that you have a blessed, stress-free, narcissistic-free, abuse-free week so far, and that the remainder of this week will continue to be so as well. But if not, we're going to be talking about a few things today. Again, my name is Dr. K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, where we're here to help you admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse, because your feelings do matter. Yes, they do. But before we go on with today's podcast, I would like to invite you to visit us on our website at www.narcabusenomore.org. Again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org. And on our website, you'll find valuable information regarding narcissism, regarding relationships. We also, if you go on the website, you'll notice that we have a new design, and we're going to be updating and adding some more things to the website. So it has a whole complete different look. But again, that website address is www.narcabusenomore.org, or you can type in narcissisticabusenomore.com. Again, that's narcissisticabusenomore.com. Actually, that one is not available. Let me repeat that. That is not available anymore because we just changed hosting sites. But you can still go to narcabusenomore.org. That's NARC abusenomore.org. All right, what are we talking about today? Let me just say, tomorrow, as we know, is Valentine's Day. It will be February the 14th, 2023. And I just want to just say happy Valentine's Day to those who celebrate it, and to those who don't, more power to you, that you're not missing out on anything. Let me just say this, because a lot of times people, especially when it comes to the holidays, people make long-term or should I say temporary decisions that have long-term consequences. Again, temporary decisions that have long-term consequences. And what am I talking about? You may have been in your feelings, and you saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to be with this person because I don't want to be alone for Valentine's Day, and I'm tired of being alone. I'm tired of not getting a gift or receiving flowers or being able to go out with someone. You might decide, well, you know what, I'm going to settle, and I'm just going to just do it, with this person this one time, and then after the holiday over, then I'll break it off. And many people have went into that, have had that mindset, and then they wind up, instead of it being just Valentine's Day, then it goes into Memorial Day. Then it goes into the 4th of July. Then it goes into all the other holidays. Oh, well, soon enough, Labor Day is going to be here. Then you're going to have Thanksgiving, and I don't want to have to go to a family function by myself. And then it's going to be Christmas, and I don't want to be alone with the Hallmark movies by myself. And then New Year's, of course, I got to celebrate the New Year's with somebody, whatever case may be. And you get into this mindset where you're with the wrong individual, but because you are afraid of being alone, then you settle. And I'm here to tell you that many people have regretted that decision. Many people regret it right now. I may be talking to you where you're in a situation like that, and you did not plan on being with this person long term, but you made it long term because you kept maybe excusing, well, I don't want to be alone this holiday, that holiday, or I don't want to go to this function by myself or that function by myself. And then you allow those things to cloud your judgment instead of just making a clean break. And now you found yourself in this abusive, unhappy, toxic relationship. And I'm here to tell you today, don't do it. Don't do it. And sometimes, many of us have settled for the wrong relationship just because society makes a big ordeal about being in a couple with somebody. And the thing is, it's okay if you're with the right individual, if you're with the right person. But when you are not with the right person, you can have a lifetime of regrets being involved in an abusive, toxic relationship. And it's harder to get out of it rather than prevent yourself from getting in it to begin with. So we're gonna go over some things today when it comes to ways to boost your self-confidence, ways to boost your self-esteem. Your self-esteem should never be tied into who you're dating, more or less who you're married to. If you're married to someone that's great and that's awesome to you, then by all means be happy. Be happy. If you're one of the few in life who have found someone that really truly loves you, accepts you, don't abuse you, don't try to manipulate you, and no relationship is perfect. However, you can have that relationship that God has given to you that's perfect for you. So when you find that is a rarity, keep it, all right? But those who haven't found it, don't settle. And part of many people dating or even marrying the wrong person has to do with their lack of confidence within themselves, their lack of self-esteem. They base who they are on who they're with. And one does not necessarily coincide with the other. You were somebody before you got with that individual, and should something happen to that relationship, you will still be somebody when that relationship expires, should that happen. So you want to work on you during the time that you are single, or even if you have just gotten out of a relationship that was toxic. Don't hurry up and jump into another relationship. Many people make the same mistake again and again and again. You wind up going from one abuser to another abuser and to another abuser. And why is that? You're getting the same type of symptoms or temperament or character in a different body, but it's still following you around. And this is when you know it's time. Hey, I got to take some time to work on me. Don't just jump in and out of a relationship. If you just end the relationship, don't jump back into another one. Get to know you. Take some time for you. Get to know what it is that you need to work on for as yourself. And then whenever God sends that person to you, then you'll be that much more ready. Number one, log your achievements. There are so many people who are with narcissists that they have been put down. The narcissist wants to make you feel as if you are nothing, that you can't be anything without them, that you can't survive without them, that only their opinion of you is what matters. And even if you have achieved so many things, the narcissist will find a way to try to diminish it. So log your achievements. Sometimes you have to put down and write down yourself what it is that you have achieved in life. Whether it was that job promotion that you wanted, maybe it was going back to school and you got your degree. Maybe you say, you know what, I'm proud of my children. I had children and they turned out to be awesome men and women. Whatever the case may be, whatever your achievement is, write it down so that you can look at it. Because if you talk negatively to yourself, and many people do, they have a movie marathon going around in their head, and they talk to themselves based upon what the narcissist or that abuser or that toxic individual has said to them. And so it plays in your head, and therefore the confidence that you should have, you don't have, because you're playing that negative movie marathon in your head of what that abuser has said to and over you. I was just telling someone the other day, you have to do a Control-Alt-Delete. Sometimes you have to reboot. You have to reboot your programming, your mental set, so that you will not fall into the trap of saying that I can't do, I haven't done, I never will achieve, or whatever the case may be, based upon what the narcissist has said to and about you. So again, one thing that's good to do is log your achievements so that you can see, hey, I have accomplished something. I have done something. I have done things that maybe no one else in my family or my neighborhood or my friend circle that they haven't done. Log your achievements. Number 2, call out your imposter syndrome. Before we go further, I want to give you a website where you can get this valuable information: www.lifehack.org. www.lifehack.org. Number 2, call out your imposter syndrome. Okay, it's very common that 70% of people have had inadequate feelings about themselves. They have this voice within their head that says, oh, well, you'll never be happy, you'll never be successful, you'll never be this. And so therefore you have to say, you know what, that's an imposter. I am not going to listen to that, which piggybacks to our first one about logging your achievements. You will have sometimes that inner voice that's telling you that, hey, everything about you is negative. But when you log it, which goes back to number 1, when you log it down, you can say, you know what, I'm not going to listen to that inner critic. I'm not going to listen to the imposter. I am somebody. I know that I'm someone. And I often quote the scripture with the psalmist saying that I am fearfully and I am wonderfully made. And I know that full well. And you have to tell yourself that I am fearfully and I am wonderfully made. There's no one in the world that's like me. You may have similar talents, you may have similar dreams, you may similar goals, you may even have what they call a double, where somebody may look like you, but that person and you will never be identical, never be the same. Even identical twins have things that are different about them. God made us all unique. There's no one that's like you. And so therefore, when those negative thoughts come into your mind, that imposter syndrome, you have to say to yourself, I'm shutting it down. I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going to piggyback on the accomplishments I have made, or if there's accomplishments that you want to make, some goals and dreams and visions you have had about your own life that you weren't able to achieve because you were in the wrong relationship, then now it is time to move one step forward towards achieving that dream. Number 3, become a mentor. Someone can learn from you. Someone can learn from your experience. And when you are able to help somebody else, it is so rewarding. I'm not talking about helping someone for what's in your pain. And what I mean by that is one thing you learn if you go to counseling, if you're dealing with some pain and anger, you need to work that out before you can actually counsel someone else, because then you will put your pain onto that individual. You need to make sure that you've worked on your inner issues before you're able to help someone else. But when I'm talking about being a mentor, if you're able to, for example, you're good with tutoring, then there's children that need your help. If you're good with cooking, maybe teach someone who don't know how to cook and do that. If you're a seamstress and you know how to sew, teach some young girls. There's so many ways that we can help others. And let me just say this: when you are busy helping others, then it makes you feel good as well. Not only are you helping that person, you're helping yourself, because it also helps to build that confidence. You're saying, you know what, this person is taking out the time to allow me, you might be saying little old me, to be able to teach them, and so that feels good. All right, so when you're helping someone else, it takes your mind off of yourself, for one, and then it also helps to where you're putting back into someone else, and therefore becoming a mentor does help to build self-esteem. Number 4, One of the things that we have sometimes have trouble doing is when you have been talked down to, uh, uh, everything was negative, you were devalued or whatever. You have a hard time accepting compliments because someone will say, oh, you look nice today. And if you don't feel good about yourself and you feel that you're ugly, that person saying you look nice, you're looking at what's wrong with you. Why are you looking at me that way? Oh, something must be wrong because after all, I don't look nice at all. I'm this, I'm that. And so someone can say, give you a genuine compliment, and you will find everything wrong about that compliment. You will pick it to the bone because you do not feel good about yourself. Someone can say you did a great job, and you'll say, oh no, I didn't do good enough. You'll find, oh, this was wrong. Don't do that. If you find yourself doing that, negating a compliment, then that's something that you have to work on. That's internal. When someone gives you a compliment, don't shy away from the compliment. This is not saying that, oh, I'm becoming narcissistic and it's all about me. It's saying that if you did a good job, say thank you. And then appreciate what that person appreciated in the job that you did. We want to, again, do a Control Alt Delete. That means reboot your system. Reboot your system from the negativity that was put on you. Reboot yourself from all the negative thoughts that are in you. Reboot yourself from all the undesirable, beliefs that you have about yourself. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back in just a moment. Oh, talk to me. Alone in a world, it's just me and you. I feel so lost, 'cause I don't know what to do. Now what if I choose the wrong thing to do? I'm so afraid of disappointing you. So I need to talk to you and ask you for your guidance, especially today when my life is so cloudy. Guide me until I'm sure I open my heart. Oh yeah. My hopes and dreams
You're the lover of my soul, the captain of my sea. I need a word from you. That's why I open up my heart.
Open My Heart, and that is by Yolanda Adams. All right, so we're still talking about building up your self-esteem and not settling. Again, tomorrow's Valentine's Day, but I'm telling you now, don't settle. Don't settle. You know that you're not supposed. You don't need to call that person. Throw their number in the trash. Stop looking on their social media page. Okay, don't troll their page to see who they gonna be with for Valentine's Day. If they weren't treating you right when you were with them, what difference does it make? It is no longer your headache. Come on now. Number 5, fake it until you make it. See, sometimes you have to just say, you know what, I might not be there yet, but I'm going to look the part, I'm going to dress the part, I'm going to act the part. I may not have the self-confidence that I want, but I'm sure going to do my best to try to at least present myself as such. You know, if you know that, hey, you feel good by getting dressed up, do it. You want to, you feel better getting your hair done, do it. If you say, you know what, I just need to fake it until I make it, because at least it'll help me to be on the right road. And before you know it, you will be that confident individual that you might say, right now, I don't feel that way. But the more you start working on it, before you know it, you will be there. So fake it until you make it. Number 6, ask why. Oftentimes, there are things that we do in life and we don't know why we did them. What's causing me to feel this way? What's causing me to go backwards? What's causing me to sabotage myself? What is causing me to feel bad about myself? What is causing me not to achieve the dreams and goals that I would love to have for myself? Ask why. Sometimes you got to just sit down and just talk about it, or just think about it, write about it. Ask why. And then if you have a good counselor that you can go to, someone that you feel confident in that can help you along the way, then go to a counselor so they can help you to unlock the why box, so that when you ask, why am I doing this, then they can help open that box for you. Because when you understand the reason that you might be making certain decisions, or thinking a certain way, or maybe responding a certain way, or reacting more or less, then it can help you to resolve it and say, you know what, okay, now I understand what is going on. Now this is what I can do to move forward. Number 7, look after yourself. So many times people that have been in abusive, toxic relationships, and they're dealing with their self-esteem issues, they have been afraid to look after themselves. What I mean is, everybody else has come first, so you have put everyone else ahead of you. And I'm not saying this in a selfish manner. What I'm saying is that you've been this people pleaser. Well, I gotta jump with this one, jump with that one, please this one, try to do this for that one. And you can't be an octopus where you got arms in every cookie jar. So you sometimes have to take some time to do things for yourself. Make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you get some healthy food. Make sure you get exercise. Make sure you take some time for you. Take a nice walk, go to a museum, do some things that you would like to do. Look after yourself, because no one's going to look after you like you will, other than God. Number 8, Number 8, be kind and generous. And when I say this, this is not allowing people to use you, but things that you can be grateful for every day. Make an effort to be kind and generous and to others at every opportunity. This is not people pleasing, okay? This is saying that, you know what, this is part of who I am, and instead of putting all your energy into someone who never will appreciate you or value you, speaking of that narcissistic, toxic, abusive individual, do it for others. Help others. This goes back into what we were talking about earlier about being a mentor. If you know that maybe an older person needs some help, then do something for them. And then let me just say this: when you find out too that someone is taking you for granted or is maybe abusing with your kindness and your generosity, guess what? Then you can go help somebody else. Appreciate those and value those who value you as well. Someone that can't, maybe they may not be able to do anything for you, but guess what? Be kind and generous to them. You might have an older person. They never would be able to do anything for you, but you can go buy them some groceries. You can maybe say, I'll come and help pay your medicine this month. Or, I'm going to sit and come talk to you. Just sitting down talking to an older person, they would love that. So there are so many ways to be kind and generous to others we often chase people that are not chasing us. And I've mentioned this on previous podcasts where it's this movie that Julia Roberts had played in years ago, and it's called My Best Friend's Wedding. And she was so busy trying to sabotage her best friend's wedding because she did not want to be alone, and the thought of losing someone that she thought she had, and he was just a friend. He just wanted to be her friend. He had fallen in love with someone, but he just wanted to be her friend. But she was so busy chasing after him, and one of her other friends was like, but who's chasing after you? So we sometimes chase after those who are not chasing after us. But there are so many people who will love just to spend time with you, love to talk to you. Again, nursing, I like to talk to older people in nursing homes and things. Sit down and read them a story or the Bible. Sit down and just talk to them. Do something kind for someone. Show other people that, hey, you know what, you matter to me. There are so many people that will appreciate you just for who you are. Number 9, be prepared. Be prepared. When it comes to confidence, it means that you have to practice it. If you're getting ready to do a speech, you don't just get up and do the speech. You have to practice. If I'm going for this interview, guess what? You don't just go for the interview. You need to practice. Maybe have some questions that they're that they're going to ask, and be prepared. If you're saying, you know what, I'm trying to build my confidence up, then you be prepared. Do what it takes to make you, at least as we talked about earlier, fake it till you make it, until that confidence comes. Be prepared. When it's things that you need to do that will help build your confidence, is being prepared. Oftentimes when I'm doing my ministry podcast, guess what? I have to prepare. So be prepared. Number 10, visualize your success. We know that narcissists live in a parallel universe. And so they are the star of their own universe, okay? But the thing is that you can visualize your success. If you're going and you're saying, you know what, I want to be a doctor, guess what? See yourself being a doctor. Oh, well, you know what, I see myself being in this healthy relationship. Well, visualize that and don't settle until you get that relationship that you want. Oh, well, you know what, I see myself completing my degree. Then guess what? Go ahead and do it. I see myself producing an album. Do it. Oh, I see myself writing a book. Visualize it. Because you have to see it before you can do it. The Bible lets us know that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means that before I see it, I'm believing it. Before I see it, I'm believing it. Therefore, visualize it in your mind. It may not be physically manifesting, but it first starts with the visualization of your mind. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Out of the shadows, bound for the gallows, a dead man walking, to love came calling. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. 6 feet under, I thought it was over, and answered a prayer, the voice of a savior. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. All at once I came alive, this beat alive, these open eyes, the gold let go, the darkness should have known. You're still rolling strong, you're still rolling strong. Now that you saved me, I sing 'cause you gave me a song of revival. I put it on vinyl. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. I once was blinded, but now I see it. I heard about the power, and now I believe it. Oh, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. All at once I came alive, this beat alive, these open eyes, the gold let go, the darkness should have known. You're still rolling strong, you're still rolling strong. I thought that I was too far gone for everything I've done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one who dug this grave, but you called my name. You called my name. I thought that I was too far gone for everything I've done wrong. Yeah, I'm the one who dug this grave, but you called my name. You called my name. All at once I came alive, this beat alive, these open eyes, the gold let go, the darkness should have known. You're still rolling strong, you're still rolling, oh, you're still rolling strong, oh, you're still rolling strong, oh, you're still rolling strong, you're still rolling, you're still rolling, you're still rolling, you're still rolling
Still Rolling Stones, and that is by Lauren Daigle. And we're coming to a close, but number 11. Get yourself a positive affirmation. A positive affirmation. Sometimes you have to talk to yourself. Sometimes you have to remind yourself of how and who God made you to be. You may have been called everything but a child of God, but tell yourself that I am a child of God. Tell yourself I am fearfully and I am wonderfully made, and I know that full well. Tell yourself that I am somebody and I am somebody who deserves to be loved. Tell yourself that in John 3:16, for God so loved the world, which includes me, that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believed in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Let yourself know that even if it hadn't been just me, Jesus would have came and died for you. Again, you have to do a Control Alt Delete. That means reboot. Reboot your system. Reboot and tell yourself, you know what, I am not what the narcissist said about me. I am not who they want me to be. I don't have to conform to their way of thinking, their way of acting, their way of doing, not in the narcissistic mindset that they have. Tell yourself that there's someone out there who values me or will value me for who I am. You don't have to settle because of a holiday. You don't have to settle because, oh well, you know, this is what's expected out of me. You deserve to have the best relationships, and if you cannot have someone that treats you right, it's better to be alone for us, be by yourself. So you can be alone and not be lonely. You say, you know what, I might not be with someone right now, but I'm gonna enjoy my own company until I'm with someone that appreciates me for who I am. And everyone deserves someone who's going to love them for who they are. Tell yourself that. And you know what? One of the things that you can do is you don't have to wait for women. You don't have to wait for someone to buy you some flowers. Buy yourself some flowers. Hey, buy yourself some perfume. I need to make an order of white diamonds. Anybody want to send me some white diamonds? I can give you the go on my website. Oh man, seriously. Buy yourself something. Treat yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it. Say, you know what? I may not have that special individual, but guess what? I'm going to treat myself. I'm not going to settle for someone just because it's Valentine's Day. I'm going to treat myself. You know what? You could get yourself dressed. You can go out to dinner with yourself or with just another friend. But the thing is that don't settle just because you feel like I'm in a state of loneliness. It is better to be alone than to be with someone and abused, misused, devalued, and all the other little nasty things that come into the toolbox of the narcissist. Know your worth. And when you know your worth, then no one will be able to devalue you by putting their own price tag on your head. All right, we are up out of here. I pray today's podcast has been a blessing to you and that you would know, guess what? Your feelings do matter. This is Dr. and Evangelist K.O. Rich with Narc Abuse No More, helping you to admit what you feel in order to heal from the effects of narcissistic abuse. Until next time.